Welcome in everybody to the Pony Sports NIL interview series. We're excited to interview the man, the myth, and the legendary flag planter, Rashee Rice. Please follow us on Twitter at Pony Sports DTX and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Welcome in, Rashee. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's jump right in. Tell me your initial thoughts on Coach Lashlee being named the head coach.
Well, my thoughts are real clear now, but at first, everything was kind of, it's kind of foggy, and my feelings for like my old coaching staff were like still in stone, and my relationship with Lashlee it was the same, but like basically taking a year or two a break from someone and then them coming back, it's like, people change and things like that. So we had to rebuild our relationship, but it got back to normal real fast.
That's awesome. So what was he telling you that helped you get back to, that comfort level and feeling good about where you are?
Basically, he told me things that I knew, like I'm looking forward to be the number one guy and things like that. But besides that, he went beyond his way to reach out to me, even when there was times I didn't want to, talk to any of the new coaches or anything like that. He still kept reaching out. He wasn't necessarily like begging me to stay. He was telling me he wants the best for me, things like that. So I felt like if he was telling me he wants the best for me and not telling me to stay, that him coming here was probably the best thing for me to do.
No, that makes total sense. And, that kind of relation is probably pretty great. Have you had a chance to meet the new wide receivers coach yet?
I haven't. No, I'm looking forward to meeting him. I've heard a lot of great things about him.
Yeah, so you don't know him at all, or you've never met him in recruiting or anything else?
No, sir, not personally.
Awesome. Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about him too. So I'm sure you'll enjoy that. Is there anyone on the staff outside of Coach Lashlee that you've kind of built a good relationship with, or that you know pretty well?
So as far as the new staff and things like that, I've only really talked to Lashlee, and then Coach Likens hasn't come to the school yet. So when we get back from our break is when everything will be settled in and things will be back to normal.
That makes total sense. So now for the juicy stuff from your perspective, tell us just from your own perspective how the whole Sonny Dykes saga played out over the last month of the season.
Man, we kind of found out that he was going to be not staying at SMU probably about like, I want to say the Houston game. And, just like that thought in players' heads, it's kind of like the young guys are just, the young guys actually play, they're thinking like everyone can't really focus on the game. We're just thinking about, is this man right next to us, is this our coach next year? Or are we playing for the man that recruited us that still, love this team and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So when we found that out, it was just like offloading in the air, and nobody was giving us a direct answer. They were just like, yeah, I might not be here. Certain coaches were like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. And certain coaches that just couldn't face other players were just like avoiding the confrontation, avoiding like telling us that, yeah, we're going to TCU. Like, y'all, we're going to be a rival, because it sounds weird and it sounds fake, but it's a business. So I just think the way that it was handled could have been handled a little different. But me being the leader that I am, I'm just going to keep leading my team and make sure that the young guys don't fall into that trap.
That's a mature way to handle it. Handle it as business from your own perspective. So when did you really find out, or what was that moment like? And when was that moment that you actually like knew for certain? I know you said Houston was kind of when you got the inkling, but when was that actual moment that you knew that coach was leaving, and what was that kind of moment like for you?
So there's two moments I knew that was happening, that he was leaving. It was after the Cincinnati game. We all know we didn't play too good, but it wasn't anything for Coach Dykes to get emotional about and start to cry about. I mean, it was a big game, but you could tell it wasn't his like the apology about the game wasn't necessarily about how we played. It was kind of like, I'm sorry that the season didn't go how it did. You know what I mean? It was just like I'm sorry about everything else. Not too much of the game. I play hard, but there's a lot going on. So that was one of the moments. And then when it actually came out, I was just like, I was stuck in a spot. I mean, I'm all about loyalty, but TCU, that was my home at first, but I got to hold it down. Loyalty that's a big part of my life, and the team, all that.
No, that makes total sense. And so did Sonny ever actually come out and say that he was leaving or address the team and tell you guys that he was actually gone?
He didn't. He told us he was leaving. He said like that there's 20 more jobs offerings like for him to go to a new school. He didn't necessarily say TCU, but everyone thought TCU because that's just what we heard. The internet and the Twitter, all that gets out fast, and without a coach denying it, it's kind of like it's hard for us not to believe. You know what I mean?
No, that makes total sense. So to change gears a little bit, but not too much, do you have that game circled next year on September 24th?
I got a whole lot of games circled next year.
Hey, I love.
I'm pretty sure they got that game. They're worried about that game more than we're worried about that game.
Yeah. Oh, that's a must win for them.
Yeah, because we know. And then when we smack them on the 24th or whatever day that is, then they're gonna know that was a bad mistake, bad decision.
Oh yeah. Well, so how crazy of an atmosphere do you think Ford will be next season when TCU comes to town?
Man, if they watching this right now, we need a college game day, September 24, no doubt.
Oh yeah. You think that'll be I'm sure it will be, but from your perspective, be the craziest crowd you'll have ever seen?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like the game of the year right there.
I know. It kind of rings to me like when Ole Miss went and saw Tennessee this past year with Kiffin going back. I'm sure it's going to be something crazy like that.
It's going to be crazy.
Our
fans were already they already on the other side of Dykes before the season ended. So it's definitely going to be a wild crowd.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so before we change gears, talk to me about what went through your head during the flag plant after the win against TCU.
I was running to celebrate with the fans, because we won the game. And I seen the flag on the ground. I don't really know what made me want to go do that. It's just, sometimes I do stuff on camera that I don't know. It's just perfect timing. And I guess that flag was perfect timing. Though it was in me. I guess I just need to see that flagpole.
Hey, no.
No
Just look natural.
Yeah.
Got to get you a flag sponsorship somewhere.
Oh yeah, I'm planting every flag.
Oh yeah, love it. So, change up question: do you have any weird football superstitions?
Yes. I mean, as my only superstition is just I don't like to wear too much accessory because I'm worried about what I look like. That's why I wear black cleats because white cleats get dirty.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. I like to look nice all the time, so I got to put the black gloves and black cleats on. They can't get dirty,
Yeah, no, those will look fresh. So I know something that'd be interesting is SMU going to bring back any alternate uniforms under Coach Lashlee?
We got some exclusive stuff coming. That's about all I can say about that. I'm excited about it though.
Ooh, you got everybody excited now.
Everybody's gonna be definitely real excited. They're gonna love it.
That's great. Love seeing that. And so tell me about a little bit just what your expectations or goals are for next season.
Honestly, my goals next year are just we always start the season strong. I really want to finish the season like real strong, and that comes with winning the conference. I really just want to make sure everybody on the team like steps up and do their job a lot more than they did this year because we have all the talent in the world, but we needed we don't need any distractions, and we need we needed Lashlee, a head coach that is going to call plays as well. that has all the words. Like he can control the game. You know what I mean?
That's great. And
yeah, that's
so,
about it.
So did you see Prochet's big game the other night?
Did I? Man, I text him right after the game. He balled out. every time he ball out, I text him. I say, "That's an 11 way." He shot back. That's an 11 way.
Oh yeah, he's
Told me
gonna
I
be
made a
something
grown
special.
man decision.
Oh yeah,
No doubt. No
so
doubt.
so do y'all talk a lot still?
Oh yeah, we talk a lot. I talked to him yesterday. He told me I made a grown man decision, about coming back and things like that. But besides that, we just keep in touch. We always talking. I was in Baltimore not too long ago. I was supposed to see him, but I was spending time with my family. Didn't really have time to get over there.
That makes sense. And so do you talk to any other former SMU receivers that are in the NFL now?
I don't talk to many other receivers, but the other day Cortland followed me on Twitter, so I'll try to reach out to him soon. I love to work with him, train with all the former SMU players and wide receivers.
Yeah, Cortland's a great dude. I'm sure he would in a second because he
Yeah,
loves that. So
yeah. I've talked to when I was a senior and no, a junior in high school. I went to a camp. We got a picture together. So when I was younger, he was a senior in college. I was a junior getting ready to come to college, getting offers, and hopefully one day we can be on the same team, and that picture would be a nice throwback.
oh yeah, he could be the vet when him and Emmanuel Sanders are on the same
Yep.
team. It could be you and him.
Yep. Hey, anything's possible.
Love it. Love it. So last one for you is, how do you feel like you're going to handle the offseason now? You mentioned earlier with Coach Lashlee saying you're going to be the guy. And I think everybody who follows SMU knows you're going to be the guy in the SMU wide receiver room, which is always has a big time headliner. What are you doing in the offseason to make sure that, you can fill those shoes and, make that big impact like some of the previous guys, like, as you said, Prochet and Sutton and those guys have made?
Well, I think the easiest way for me and to make that impact, just like James did with me, you just don't leave anyone behind. And as hard as you're working, you make sure that they're coming with you and working as hard as you are. So we're all balanced as a team.
No, that's a great mindset to have. Well, that's all we have here today with Rashee. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this interview, just wait until the spring when we have him back to discuss spring ball and more. And if you didn't check out our first group of interviews, please go check them out at Pony Sports DTX on YouTube or Twitter. But for now, we're signing off. Thanks, Rashee.
Thank you.